30
Yeah,
miles a
yeah,
game.
yeah. I mean, you've never done totally, but see what happens.
Personnel-wise.
Nothing really dramatic, but I mean, we're going to tinker and try to, position guys as best we can, at least in our estimation, and then hopefully get, develop consistency, and that's kind of where we're lacking right now, I think, is consistency.
Adrian on kick coverage, just kidding.
Yeah, probably not. That's a safe bet, no.
How many of those mistakes do you attribute to inexperience versus maybe out of position scheme?
Saturday we had both. We had some inexperienced mistakes. We had some veteran guys that made some critical errors too. And that's the part where I like to minimize those because you're not counting on that going in. But Apple was some things too. So wasn't counting on that. And all those things add up, and we got to do a better job. And inexperienced ones you have to live with. And I'm not singling out Don Shumpert, but he was offsides on that kickoff. Well, it's the second game ever. I'm not too upset with him. And probably the only thing I'm upset there is that in the next play he was very tentative because, as you might imagine, he was afraid of being too aggressive. So, but that's the second game performance. He'll be better this week. And, he's going to still be out there. I can assure you that he's a good football player.
Coach Claiborne was pretty visually upset after the game. When talking to the media, kind of broke down a little bit. Said that changes kind of need to be made as far as the week goes in preparation. Maybe are you sending that along the defensive line, or is somebody taking a leadership role?
Well, I think he's done a good job, and I think Ricky Stanzi's done a good job. Both of those guys, my concerns with them going into the season, they're totally invested. And they have been for quite some time. They were both strong leaders last year, and I worry about both those guys wanting to do too much or feeling like they've got to, if we lose, it's their fault. One of those types of deals, and that's a good thing to try to coach out of, I guess. You'd rather have a player feel that way than the other. But what every player needs to do is just do their job as well as they can and do it with great effort. And that's what's made Adrian a good player, and that's why Ricky Stanzi's a good player as well. And it just you can't do too much. But he was upset, and we all were. It's tough to lose. It's not much fun.
You mentioned a couple minutes ago that you feel you'd lose some things on Saturday. Looking at the game tape as you evaluate yourself, is there anything you'd change?
Yeah, a lot of things, but you don't get that opportunity, so you live with it, and hopefully you learn from it.
In that last series, the third time out, kind of evaluating what happened, what did happen, I guess.
Well, in retrospect, I wish we had clocked it, quite frankly. And, we had an 11-second play in there, which is interesting. The one where Rising ran out of bounds, it took 11 seconds. Part of our thought, and for whatever reason, that sneak took 1 second. I'm not so sure how that happened, but we thought the clock was going to be down under 10 when, after the sneak. So that was kind of our thinking there. In retrospect, I wish we'd clocked it, and I think we ended up with 12 on the clock after the sneak. I'm not sure how that happened. It was a 1 second play when Risers took 11. But anyway, that was part of the thinking. But, retrospect, I wish I'd done over. Could do it over. I can't. So live with it. It cost us 1 play.
Was Ricky going back in the shotgun at that point, or was he trying to get under the center? Because if you would have been in the shotgun, if you clocked it, that's grounding. Am I right?
Well, we'd clock it from under the center.
Right.
He would do that, yeah.
But he looked like...
Well, but he would have gotten under if we'd told him to clock it, if we gave him the signal.
LSU's game against Michigan State was really physical. I remember things like the Sandeman hit,